Hi, my name's Annie Walker. I'm applying to the School Counselor Graduate Program at UCCS, and this is the video portion of my application. The first question that I'm going to answer is, what qualities do you believe you possess that will make you an effective counselor? For example, what are your strengths and areas for growth? So I believe I have several qualities that would make me an excellent school counselor. The first being that I have the ability to actively listen. I've worked in a junior high school the past year, and I've learned that in order for students to create meaningful relationships with adults, they need to feel like they're being listened to. And so I show this to my students by nodding, asking questions, reaffirming them, and showing a genuine interest and concern for their lives. And that has made me a trustworthy and safe adult for them. Another few qualities that would make me an excellent school counselor is that I'm naturally empathetic and open minded. I see value in diversity. For example, when I have students come up to me and they need to talk to me about something important in their lives, sometimes we come from different backgrounds and it's kind of hard for me to understand. So I make the effort to try to see things from where they're coming from. And I think students really value that and they can feel like they can trust me with things because I'm not going to just dismiss them because we're from different worlds. One skill that I'm really looking forward to learning while at UCCS is motivational interviewing. The two school counselors I work with often use motivational interviewing when trying to build relationships with students. I believe that with enough practice, I will be able to use that skill in the schools in order to be an excellent school counselor. The second question that I'm going to answer is, what life experiences have you had that led you to apply to this counseling program? Personal, professional, etc. So when I think about my journey and what has led me to this point, I really can go back to junior high and pinpoint it. My junior high school counselor was a lady named Leah List. I currently work with her. She's wonderful. She graduated from this program actually, um, and she was a wonderful counselor. She really brought the student body together and she connected with students in a way that not many people could. And then I got to high school and we didn't have her with us. And I really saw the need for a school counselor like that, someone that could connect and build and create a community. In 2016 and 2017, my high school experienced a string of suicides, and the need for a loving professional adult was really high. And so I decided that I wanted to commit my life to being that person. So I reached out to Leah and we contacted all throughout my undergraduate program. She gave me recommendations. And when it came time to look for grad schools, it just seemed like a no brainer. If a school like UCCS can produce counselors like Leah, then why shouldn't I strive to go there? The third question asks, what are your professional goals and what populations do you see yourself serving and why? So, when I think about my professional goals, I've kind of narrowed it down to three categories. The first is my desire to support students. I want to help students academically, socially, emotionally, in all aspects of their lives. When we have supported students, they turn into healthy adults. And I think that'd be an awesome thing to be a part of. My second goal is to build community in a school setting. I know that oftentimes school can feel really isolating. The world can feel really isolating. And if I can build a place where a sense of community is strong and young adults can come together and grow together, I think that'd be a really an amazing thing to witness and watch. My third goal is to teach healthy coping mechanisms. I was in my early 20s when COVID began, and I noticed a lot of my friends who hadn't developed healthy coping mechanisms had a really hard time. Whereas those of us who had those in our back pocket, those mechanisms, COVID was a lot easier to deal with. And so I want to be able to teach young people healthy coping mechanisms so that when they get to the hard parts of life, they're able to still thrive and get through it. As you may have been able to pick up, I want to work with young adults. So, secondary school students, more specifically junior high. This past year, working in the junior high, I've learned that these kids just are really kind of lost. They don't know who they are yet, and they can take it out on people, which is hard because then they get the perception of being really difficult, but these kids are great. They just need someone to love them, and I want to be there to help them. The fourth question asks, describe how ethics are important in counseling. So, when I think about ethics in school counseling, my mind goes two places. The first is confidentiality. Our clients and students need to make sure that what they're telling us stays between us. And so I think that's a really big factor in building trust and building a relationship. That being said, there are legal limits, and that takes me to my second important ethics note: legality. From working in a school and working on 504s, I've learned a lot of the importance of the law when it comes to counseling. It's something that you want to strictly follow, and it provides you with guidelines of like safety. It gives you a code of ethics almost. So as long as you have an ethical code and follow it, I think you'll be a good counselor. The fifth and final question asked, how do you relate to or connect with others who are different than you? When dealing with other people, I remind myself of how much I value diversity. I ask questions, I do as much as I can to see where that person is coming from so that I can learn from them and grow with them. Just because they come from a different place or have different opinions doesn't mean that they're any less important opinions or that I can't possibly find a way to agree with them. So, this has been the video portion of my grad school application to the UCCS School Counselor Program. I look forward to hearing from you and meeting everyone on February 2nd for the group interview. Thank you.